Welcome to the Philthy Dad Pod, a place where three washed-up dads talk sports to the masses in between wiping asses. We are your hosts, Ryan, Derek, and Tom, and we're going to get through this show with a smile on our face, even though our hearts have been broken. Because as everybody knows, our Philadelphia Eagles have lost Super Bowl 57, and we are still not over it. And I have dreaded this show because I know that this is the first time that we're all going to get to address our audience about this shit, but boys, how we feeling? How we feeling today? What is this? What, 3-4 days removed?
Um, I feel like I'm almost over it. No reason why I say that is because I have not watched a lick of Sports Center. I haven't gone on NFL.com, ESPN.com. I haven't fucking listened to Philadelphia sports radio because it's just been everything's been the same thing. Whether it's and we'll get into it, but some calls, defense, it's just an array of things, but everything is kind of consistent. But again, we'll get into it, and congratulations to Chief Nation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want that to get lost in anything we're about to say here today. Congratulations to the Chiefs. You motherfuckers deserve it. You guys played your ass off time. How do you feel today, brother?
Well, I'm glad to finally be back on the podcast. That's for starters. That's a big plus.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like Derek said, it's still stings, I would guess you say. I mean, I haven't listened, I haven't watched, like you said, I haven't watched any like Shannon Sharp. I haven't watched no First Take, no Undisputed, no Sports Center, none of that stuff. I don't really listen to too much sports radio in the car because I don't. It gets you irritated when they let fans call in and they just spew off dumb shit. So I listen to mainly just podcasts. But going down the TikTok rabbit hole was pretty tough the past couple days because every other video was fucking. Now every other video is their parade, their parade, their parade, their parade, their parade, knowing that should be our parade. But obviously, we'll get into the details of the game and our opinions. But feel good to be back. Go Sixers.
Go Sixers.
Whoa!
What happened?
Tiger Woods, baby, birdied the 17th hole.
See, we're already on the golf. We've already moved on. No. Yes, just like AJ Brown started, I want to start this whole thing off with congratulations to the Chiefs. You guys deserve it. You guys played better ball than we did. I'm not going to come on here. I'm not going to blame the refs. We're going to talk about it, but I'm not going to blame the refs. I'm not going to blame the field. I'm not going to do everything that it seems like a lot of Philly fans are doing. It feels like the fan base is split. Like half of us are blaming other people, then half of us are pointing in the mirror and saying, no, we could have played better. We could have done this, could have done that. But there's some big things I want to get to at first. My question is, boys, how do you feel about our quarterback? Because I know that dude on the other sideline won MVP. I know that the dude on the other sideline won Super Bowl MVP. But I know that my quarterback, at the end of the day, our quarterback outdueled Mahomes in that game. He had that one crucial mistake, and that played a part, and that was one of the pivotal moments of the game. But I know our boy, right after that, he responded. They put the ball right back in his hands. He drove down the field. He showed up when the defense went to sleep and went away, and we needed a touchdown, and we needed a 2-point conversion to get us back into the game. Jalen Hurts balled the fuck out. He put the team on his back. He got us down there, and then he took the 2-point conversion single-handedly, did his damn thing. How do we feel about our quarterback today?
Like that man Derek always says, he can crown Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen's, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Himothy, but Jalen Hurts is Himothy.
Yes.
The guy puts in more work than all them quarterbacks aside probably Patrick Mahomes. He's probably already working now. He's probably been watching film. I can't imagine how many times he's specifically watched the Super Bowl on replay already just to know what he made mistakes. And he didn't make many mistakes. And I still, to this day, will not blame him for that fumble because, like you said, we were up 14-7. That tied the game. And he marched right down the field and scored a touchdown himself, ran like a 5-yard touchdown, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we'll get into it, but going in, we had a 10-point lead. Jalen Hurts is the reason why we had a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you have to really think about it. He's been improving every year.
Mm-hmm.
And just think about who, I mean, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be like crowning the guy because he had one good year, but he marks off all the checks on the checkbox. And at this point, if you ask me, of course, like I said, Patrick Mahomes is kind of in a league of his own. But granted, there's a lot of good and great quarterbacks in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, right now, it's Jalen Hurts versus the AFC.
Yes.
Quarterbacks. Because I don't see not one quarterback in the NFC that can touch Jalen Hurts right now.
That was a question I was going to get into and it's something that I've been thinking about this week is in the AFC, you got Mahomes, you got Herbert, you got Joey Cool, you got all these guys, you got a bunch of talent over there. Trevor Lawrence is, leading the young guys, the younger guys. But who do you got in the NFC? At the end of the day, look, because I've been dealing, we've all taken, I feel like we've taken the high road with this situation. I haven't been responding to people, and it's not, I see it. We deserve it. We deserve all the shit talking. We deserve everything that we're getting, and we're taking it. And you're not going to hear me bitch and complain about anything. The finger is pointed. When you ask who lost the Super Bowl, our team didn't play good enough. I'm not blaming the refs. I'm not blaming the field. But in the NFC, look at the quarterback who won the NFC last year, Matt Stafford. Are you afraid of him? Because I'm not. Look at the quarterbacks in our division, because this is something that's gotten me going, right? I'm talking to specifically, Derek, I'm talking to your former basketball coach, Coach Will, all day today. And I had a simple question for him. And I'm going to ask this to every Cowboys fan that runs their mouth. What has your team done in the last 25 years to make you proud to be a Cowboys fan? What makes you, like,
build a nice stadium?
You know what I heard? You know what the best answer I heard was? We are proud, and this is from my boy Adam. We are proud that we drafted Micah Parsons. That's your crowning achievement, is that you drafted a stud defender
from
just
Penn
because
State.
from Penn State. But look, what I'm trying to get at is,
but they drafted a stud offensive line and did nothing with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what the fuck have they done? And I don't want to turn this into a Philly versus Dallas show, because Dallas doesn't deserve their season's been over for fucking a month now. But it's all day, and for the last 4 days, and I expect it. But there's going to be a point where I'm like, okay, now it's our time to fire back, because at the end of the day, did we lose the Super Bowl? Yes, but we lost the Super Bowl, which means we won the conference. So we didn't just win the NFC East and then get eliminated in the second round, right? No, we won the conference. We were the best team in our conference. So now, regardless of wins or losses in the Super Bowl, the rest of the NFC is looking the fuck up. Guess who they're looking at? They're looking at Philly. Now let's go through it, because this is going to be a little bit of a reflection and a little bit of a look ahead. Who are you worried about in the NFC? San Fran is a great team. Who the fuck is their quarterback? Who are you worried about as their quarterback? Dallas has a great team, right? They got to change it. They got to change in coach just like we do. They're losing Tony Pollard. He's not coming back unless they figure something out with Zeke's
contract.
Getting paid.
He's getting paid.
I think he's going to come back only because I don't think he'll be ready for the beginning of the season with his leg injury. So
you don't think a team
Zeke is gone. But you're going to have to pay Micah. You're going to have to pay Diggs. You're going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb, I believe. And that contract's going to cripple you.
Yeah. And listen, and it's just, like I said, I don't want to turn this into a whole Dallas Philly show, but it's like all week I've been hearing from Dallas fans, right? And they're the only ones. I haven't heard a single thing from Giants or Redskins fans, and I got Commanders fans, and I know a lot of them. I haven't heard shit from the 49ers fans have stopped chirping, right? But it's these Dallas fans, and I get it. I understand. We give you shit, you give us shit. But what the fuck have you done? Nothing. Where do you get off talking? No, you got nothing. at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be a Dallas fan and say, look at the rings, right? But in the last 5 years, I've been to a fucking Super Bowl parade. Why? Because my team won. I've watched my team win an NFC. You guys haven't won a divisional round game since the 90s. You haven't been to an NFC championship. So this is the part where you pipe down a little bit. Just a little. Give us the shit. I want it. But when you're talking about and they start referencing these fucking, I mean, dude, there's been one Dallas in the Super Bowl, and that was Dallas Goedert. And then your quarterback got a trophy at the Super Bowl, but it wasn't nothing to do with the Super Bowl. He got the Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's a great guy. He sucks as quarterback. But, yeah, besides Ivan in the comments says, besides Dak winning that award, nothing. Exactly. They haven't done diddly squat. And that goes for the 49ers fans, too. Because at the end of the day, yes, they've made 2 Super Bowls, but they haven't gotten over the hump since 94. So I don't want to hear too much from them either. But let's get back into shit that matters, which is what do you feel about that penalty? How we feel? We were all together, all 3 of us. We watched the game together. We celebrated as soon as the pass was incomplete. And then the crushing reality of that penalty came back. And how do we feel, Tom? 4 days removed. What do you feel about the penalty now?
I mean, was it a hold on the whip route? Yeah, not on the wheel route. I don't think so much. And I just think in that situation, it wasn't a flag. It wasn't a holding. Yes. In that situation, do you throw the flag? I don't think you end a game like that on a 5-yard holding penalty, automatic first down. But then you go back to last year. I believe it was Eli Apple who held Cooper Kupp when the Bengals were up 20-16. I think that gave him that first down. That gave him that game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
So it's like back-to-back Super Bowls. They ended on crucial calls that literally ended the game. And then you have Pacheco that goes and, I mean, slides down.
McKinnon.
These guys, I feel like you would think a rookie like that maybe might fuck up and score a touchdown. That was the only thing that was beneficial to us. Everybody just watched them run.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish at that point one of these fucking guys picked him up and just threw him in the end zone.
Well, if it was Pacheco, he might have. That was McKinnon. He's a vet.
I'm sorry.
And he's not going to fuck around and do that. I think Andy Reid, that's where we got out coached, is Andy Reid had his guys prepared. And shout out to Big Red. He got another one. Happy for him. It sucks for us, right? But Shannon Sharp brought up a point where I watched earlier in the week, and then I'm going to get to you, D. But he said it doesn't matter if it happens in the first 30 seconds or the last 30 seconds. A penalty is a penalty, right? And I agree with that. But I also need, if we're gonna be calling that penalty, because not only did Bradbury admit that he held, but there was a similar type of play earlier in the first quarter that wasn't called. So you set the precedent that you're not going to call that. So these guys are going through the entire game that ticky-tack foul is not going to get called. And then you turn around and they're doing it in the last 30 seconds or, in this case, the last 2 minutes of the game, and now it's called. That's where the issue lies. And then there's too many other things. We got called with – did we not get called with an illegal hands to the face in that game?
We did get it. The Sioux got it.
Exactly. First play of the game for the Chiefs on offense. Fletcher fucking Cox's helmet was on the ground because somebody fucking pushed it up and pushed it off. Where's the hands to the face? Where's the illegal hands to the face on Jalen Hurts on that fumble? There's plenty that I can go back and point and say, well, you called this on us, call it there. And again, we don't want to get into that, but it's like at the end of the day, these motherfuckers need to be held accountable. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for anything other than you're gonna make them calls, be accountable. And one thing I mentioned, and one thing I remembered, and I was gonna text. You guys remember, D? I know you. I'm pretty sure you do because you were sitting right there. But Heck pointed at that ref when he made a penalty. The back judge, Heck pointed at him. It was early in the second quarter, and he was like, that dude's gonna be a problem. I swear to God, he's like, that dude's gonna be a problem. Watch. And that was the one that made the play. He made that call on the last play of the game, or the last play that mattered. D, what do you feel about it? 4 days.
I feel the same as everybody else basically, and I've been seeing it a lot. There's very far and few between people who are saying, "Oh, like Shannon said, a penalty is a penalty." Or at the end of the day, you don't want to see a game of that magnitude. Number one, be caught on that, be caught at that moment.
Yes.
Number two, how good of a game it was. I can see if the Chiefs were up 2 touchdowns or the Eagles were up 2 touchdowns, all right, call it. But you're talking about 3 points?
I just wish we had the chance. That's all I wanted. You good, D?
It just makes you think.
Think what?
Like you never want to. I don't think sports itself is rigged at all. I don't think you really can rig the sports and not get caught.
Mm.
But like something like that just makes you double think. Like, wow, like what the fuck?
I mean, I won't go that far. I don't think that, I'm not one of these guys that think like the league's got it out for Philly and this and that.
No.
At the end of the day, as good as it is for the league to have Mahomes win, it's great to have Jalen Hurts win too. The storylines that they build up for Jalen Hurts, the fact that Devontae Smith could have been the first player to win a college football championship, a Heisman, and a Super Bowl. Like, there's a lot of storylines on our side too. And, it just didn't go our way. And there's a lot of things. Now, the other thing that people are kind of hanging on to is the field. And while you're not going to bitch about the field, like in a sense that we were at a disadvantage, because as some of our players said, the Chiefs had to play on that field too. But what is our greatest strength? Our greatest strength was our defensive line this year on defense. That was our strength. We had no sacks. And I know that Mahomes is a magician. He's a wizard. He can get out of some fucked up situations. But that was not the case throughout this game. You can go back and watch. Hassan Reddick looked like he was trying to run on oil. Javon Hargrave fell multiple times. BG fell. Patrick Mahomes, when who was it? Josh Sweat was coming around the edge, and Mahomes stepped up and he tried cutting, and his leg slid out. Dude, that's close to being a torn ACL for the greatest quarterback in the league. So it's not when I'm talking about the field, it's not like, oh, well, that was bullshit. Like the Eagles got screwed. No, the game got screwed on both sides, because I feel like not only does that take away a big part of our game, but that puts the players' health in danger. Like Mahomes, go back and watch. There's a video circulating right now that shows all the players that were slipping on both sides, and Mahomes is one of them. And could you imagine if Mahomes goes down, or Jalen Hurts goes down, or one of your studs in that game just go down with a torn ACL or something because of the dude, they spent I don't know how much I want to fucking trust the PGA Tour and all, but they got that from the United States Golf Association. Apparently helped with that field. They spent close to $1 million. It was like $800,000 on that field.
And I was just about to ask you that, because I mean, we watch games in Arizona, and you never seen players slip on a field like that. So you go ahead and buy this fucking Bermuda grass or whatever the fuck it was to play on the Super Bowl, so it looks nice and crystal green on the TV and at the field. But then you put the players' health at risk, because I mean they had to wear 3/4 inch cleats, Tom, right, to play on a field like that.
Yeah, but it was like, so like you said, it's weird because there's something different out there, because that was the first time they used that field is for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Mahomes and everybody is on record week 1 complaining about how bad the field condition was in Arizona when they had to play the Cardinals in Arizona week 1.
Yeah.
So like they said at halftime, like Hassan Reddick and multiple Eagles players had to change their cleats. But what they made sure to touch on was the Chiefs, not one Chiefs player changed their cleats. Is what the commentator said.
And if that's because, maybe that is because remember, their kicker got hurt in week 1.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is both had to play on the field, and they were both, no matter what cleat you had, you're going to slip and slide. Like Jason Kelsey just said on his podcast, him and Travis both love playing on that type of field because it's a disadvantage for everybody. So you got to adjust and find the advantage to beat a team that way. And they said the reason, and it was really slippery in the middle of the field where it was freshly painted with the Super Bowl logo, which was another thing where it was really slippery around all the new painting logos.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think you said that while we were watching. I don't understand why they put so much paint in that area. I understand you want the logo. Put it off to the side. Like, what happened to? Why is it straight down the middle? What happened to the logo in the middle? One up here and then one down here.
Right.
Like, I remember that's how they used to do this shit. So what the fuck is the point of putting it in the middle? So now you got quarterbacks lining up. You got offensive linemen lining up directly on this paint. Defensive guys too. And now they're going to bash each other, and they can't even get their footing right. So this isn't a bitch about, oh, that hurt the Eagles. This is more about the game. Like, that was a complete embarrassment. That it just go back and watch the tape. These guys could not get traction on either side. I saw Chiefs players slipping. And you're right. They didn't change their cleats. Maybe they had a better game plan for it. And if that's the case, then that's on us. But enough with that shit. Let's talk about us, because at the end of the day, I think our offense played well enough to win. I think our defense played like dog shit.
Defense stayed on the plane, brother.
Everyone's like, all I hear for defense about the defense is, oh, look what they did in the first half. They were on the field for 8 fucking minutes. What do you think they were going to do? They weren't even out there. The offense controlled the entire game.
First of all, we went down the field, scored, and what the hell did Kansas City do? Marched right down the field and scored. Yep. And that was all Darius Slay. I will go to my death. I will go to my grave blaming Darius Slay on. You don't fucking. It's single coverage. You don't leave Travis Kelce. You don't pass off Travis Kelce to Avonte Maddox on a wheel route.
No. Well,
and then he did it again. And then he did the same exact thing again to Kadarius Toney's touchdown. He just he ran and tried to pass him off. There's nobody over there to pass him off.
I think that first touchdown wasn't that was the one where Epps was in single coverage with.
What did I say? I think I said Maddox.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you were saying that he passed them off or.
So Darius Slay was on that side, and like when Travis Kelce did that little out route to turn up for the wheel route, you see Darius Slay running to the middle of the field. So he's passing the coverage off and leaving Travis Kelce one-on-one.
I don't know where big play Slay went.
And you pressed him. What are you in? First of all, you play the sticks all year, and then all of a sudden in the Super Bowl on the first drive, you decide you want to play press coverage on the best tight end in football.
I mean, they marched down the field in 5 plays. I think at that point,
ran the ball, dude. All they did was zone block, and Andy Reid schemed up. Obviously, the field condition, like you said, had a big advantage of it. But we were rushing the way that they were blocking. Look, like all these holes opened up.
Yeah, because
they zone blocked so well.
They did,
and they ran the ball away from Reddick.
Yeah, Reddick was we went into that game. We were talking about Reddick possibly being a defensive MVP in that game. And he just, whether it was the field conditions or they zeroed in on him or they did to him what we did to Michael Parsons and just kind of, eliminated him from the game. Whatever it was, it worked. And Reddick really never got going. And that was kind of the beginning of the downfall for our defense. But our linebackers, TJ Edwards played great all year. He didn't show up. The defensive line played great all year. They didn't show up. Big play Slay. I know he don't like to be called Darius. He likes to correct people and say, no, it's Slay. Motherfucker, I'm going to call you Darius. Your name is Darius with the way you played. You at the end of the day, dog, you don't call yourself Big Play Slay, and you don't make a single big play in the last 7 games of the year. What did you do in the playoffs? You benefited. Listen, I'm not trying to be the one that's like, oh, we had the easy. No, we didn't have the easy route. We had to play who was in front of us, and we beat everyone that was in front of us, right? But you didn't we got to a point where our offense was taking over. We didn't need you to be Big Play Slay. In that Super Bowl, we needed you to be Big Play Slay. You wanted that name, you got to live up to that name. This was your Super Bowl. This is your first shot at it. At that point, you got to step up and live up to that name that you're putting out there. Again, that isn't just a nickname that's stuck. That's something that he says too. And it's like, I mean, come on, man. I'm not gonna call myself Big Guy Rye, and then I show up like a fucking, like a mini me. Like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of blame to go around. I think Gannon. I don't know if I'm happy that Gannon's gone. I think Gannon gets a little bit more slack in the city than maybe he should. But Gannon's gone, Steichen's gone, and now it's we got to see what's going to happen with these players.
Man, it's all about money now. Offense is set, other than finding out what Jason Kelsey's going to do, which he said he'll tell us in a couple. I think he said he'll let us know a week. Well, he has to. What's the deadline? Is it the end of this month?
I'm not sure. I know the free agents are
Deadline
starting in
to
March.
tell us if you're retired or not.
Yeah.
So I do think, I think Travis. I mean, I think Jason Kelsey's going to run it back one more year, and I think that's a big thing, knowing that we play in KC next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, I forgot what's his backup's name?
Jurgens.
Yeah, Jurgens. I mean, I don't think he's going to be Kelsey, but I think he'll be a great fill-in, and he'll get the job done. Steichen, I'm a little upset that he's gone. Gannon, again, I can care less. I felt like our defense kind of overshined his coaching ability because it was a very simple scheme, and he was going up in my opinion, one of the greatest offensive minds in that probably ever coached the game, and Andy Reid. And again, he's been Philadelphia defenses, they change coordinators, but their defensive scheme never kind of changes. It's always, let's get the front four, just let them kind of rush, and everybody kind of plays zone. I mean, that's kind of been our philosophy in Philadelphia when it came to defense. So he kind of he did what he did, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens after a team, because again, everybody's going to throw the bag at players, and at the end of the day, this team is not going to be the same team week one.
It's not. But who are we going to lose? We're going to lose possibly Miles Sanders. Is anybody here fucking upset about that? We're going to lose Isaac Seumalo, who I feel like is responsible for that defensive fumble touchdown, which a lot of people are putting it on Hurts. Of course, Hurts is the one, but we picked up that first down. Seumalo committed the penalty. Nobody's talking about that. Seumalo was the guy that committed the penalty, that brought it back and made us, instead of 3rd and 1 where we convert it, it's now 3rd and 6, and Jalen Hurts tries to make a play. He gets stripped, and he don't even get stripped. He drops the ball. Boom, it's a touchdown. Of course, the blame's going to go on Jalen Hurts, but we look back that play before, Seumalo is the one that wiped out that first down and put us in that position in the first place. He's gone. You know why he's gone? Because he played fucking lights out this year, and we're not going to pay him. Why? Because we drafted that guy behind Kelsey, and that guy's not going to redshirt again. So if Jason Kelsey comes back, Jurgens is going to slide into right guard. That's going to be our right guard next year, just like they did with Dickerson. They're going to slide him into a different position. Stoutland's going to do his thing, Stoutland University, and these guys are just going to be back next year. As far as defense, I mean, I don't know if we're getting guys like Sue and Linval Joseph back. I don't know if Fletcher Cox and BG are coming back. You don't know about TJ Edwards and Bradbury's gone. I would love to see them sign. That's another thing. Is like everybody's so worried about this Jalen Hurts contract because he's about to get $50 million. That cap number is not going to fucking bother us until the following year. So we still got another year where we're about to add a top 10 draft pick, or we're about to trade back to like 19 or somewhere in the middle and then pick up a bunch of other assets so that we can continue building this team. And we're going to sign. Listen, at the end of the day, there's still going to be vets. Look at Bradbury. Bradbury was one of the best corners in the league this year. And that was a one-year deal where Bradbury could come into a very good system, a very good team, and prove I'm worth it. And now Bradbury's going to go somewhere. He's going to get paid. He might go back to the Giants and get paid. Wherever he goes, he's going to get paid. And there's going to be guys that are going to look at Bradbury. They're going to look at guys like Fletcher Cox and BG. They're going to look at some of these guys that benefited from having so much talent around them that they're going to be like, yo, I want that. I might not want to go to Philly and stay for fucking 3-4 years, but I want a big contract. And just like you see in the NBA, these guys are going to come and they're going to play. They might play at a cheaper level so that they can go and get that chance. Because now, again, Philly's on the map. This ain't a one-hit wonder. This ain't 2017, 2018. You know, there's no Alshon Jeffries on the team. There's no Carson Wentz's on the team. There's no Jay Ajayi's. Those guys, we gave them like their not Wentz, but Alshon Jeffrey and Ajayi. that was their last run. They weren't going nowhere regardless. Ajayi had no tissue in his knees, and Alshon was always dealing with a shoulder injury, and he was old and slow anyway. So I feel like you're gonna get a lot of guys that are gonna be potential to come in here and on 1 year prove it deals or 2 year with an option deal come in and maybe take a little bit less money to play and potentially get back to a Super Bowl. So I'm very interested, and I believe in Howie. I feel like we got the best GM in the league, and people give him shit about his draft, and I feel like he's actually a pretty decent drafter. You go look at our roster, our starting roster. We got some serious firepower that's come from the draft, especially down in the trenches.
Just looking at
I mean, go ahead, Tom.
I was just saying, just looking at like guys like in the free agency, there's a lot of like, I mean, I'm not gonna say they're great anymore, but there's some big name guys that are still in there that could take like cheaper deals. Just throwing it out there, like a guy like Marcus Peters, like another cornerback on the other side. I mean, you're gonna have Darius Slay. He's always gonna be CB1. No matter what, but you got like guys like I'm just looking at it right now, like Marcus Peters. You have Bradley Roby, who's a free agent. You have where are we at here? A bunch of James Bradbury, and like you get like Jonathan Jones, and you got like guys like C.J. Gardner-Johnson who can drop down and play cornerback, and you get yourself another safety, or you just draft somebody like Joey Porter Jr. at 10.
I would love that. When's the last time the Eagles drafted a good cornerback? Bobby Taylor? Little Bobby Taylor plug. That was one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite Eagle of all time somehow. It's not Dawkins. It's fucking Bobby Taylor. Number 21, baby. Number 21 on the jersey and number 1 in my heart.
Deion Jones is a free agent.
There's a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys. So let me ask you this, D. I'll come to you. We have 2 big names on defense that I really care about, and I love BG. I love Fletcher Cox, but it wouldn't kill me if they weren't here. Why? The production ain't. You want them as defensive leaders, of course, but the production is like, all right. We got Josh Sweat. We got but if you had to choose between Gardner Johnson and Javon Hargrave, and we could only sign one, who are you taking? Who are you signing? Who are you opening the checkbook for?
You asking Derek?
Asking Derek first, then I'll come to you.
I mean, Hargrave is so good. I got to go Johnson. Johnson he's amazing.
Tom, where you going?
He's the only one that showed up in the Super Bowl on defense.
Are you going Hargrave?
No.
I meant Johnson.
Yeah, I'm going CJ.
Okay.
But I got the list right here. Ready for this list of all Eagles free agents?
Mm-hmm.
So you got Fletcher Cox, Robert Quinn, Brandon Graham, Javon Hargraves, Jason Kelsey's a free agent, James Bradbury, Isaac Seumalo, Andre Dillard, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, Sue Joseph, Boston Scott, Zach Pascal, Miles Sanders, Rick Lovato, who we have to re-sign. Tyree Jackson doesn't matter. Gardner Minshew doesn't matter. And Marcus Epps. But right there, we have to automatically re-sign Jason Kelsey.
Boston Scott is gone.
Nah.
I'm cool with Kenny Gainwell and drafting a running back in the second round.
I don't think Boston Scott's gone. I think they keep Scott and they go. I think Miles Sanders is gone.
Yeah, Miles is gone for sure.
How could you present him back to this fan base when he was snubbed in the Super Bowl? You didn't even play him. And when you did, he put the ball on the ground twice.
I heard a rumor that he broke his hand. I don't know how true it is, though.
I fucking hope for his sake it's true, and that's his cop-out of fumbling twice.
Well, the second time, I will say Jalen Hurts set him up for failure.
Yeah. Let me see. Terry said, Tom, move a muscle. Are you okay? And then
Terry Terrific.
Terry Terrific. And then Frankie said, your screen is frozen, Tom.
My screen's not frozen.
I know it's not. You're just very still when you're talking. You're like Yo, so D, I show up to Tom's job the other day, right? And I walk in and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but somehow I get roped into a fucking egg throwing contest. Literally, these fucking dudes they got dozens of eggs in the fridge. And they're like,
that's a union for you.
yo, and they're like, I'm like, one, now I know why these motherfuckers always get my orders wrong because they're too busy fucking throwing eggs in the parking lot. But we go outside and one of his coworkers challenged me. I challenged him, whatever it was. We go outside and I'm like, yo, I'm going to fucking launch this egg and it's not going to go. It's going to fucking break. No. I go to launch this egg. It fucking explodes in my hand. So I go get another one. And I still think Tom is fucking lying, but I launched this egg and I see where it lands. It lands like all the way across the parking lot on the sidewalk. His coworker launches that shit and it lands in like almost the direct same spot. And fucking Tom says, "Oh, Ryan, the dude's name's Ryan too." So he says Ryan Oliva wins. And I'm like, bullshit. They landed in the same spot. He's like, no, Ryan Oliva's hit the fresh new concrete. Yours didn't get that far. I leave. I drive out. There's 2 fucking egg spots on the fresh concrete. And I want my fucking answers, Tom, because I've been home curling eggs for the last fucking 3 days.
There's a brand spanking new fucking sign that's covered in eggs. Like
it is.
The pull into my job, there's a big ass beautiful sign that's brand new. Like the dude owns the entire lot. So he has our building. He has he just converted his offices to the next building. My man's got a built-in gym, built-in bathroom, like bed in there and everything. And then he has the post office, which apparently post office doesn't pay rent. So get on the top of that, Derek, because they're behind on their fucking rent. I can't hear you, but government issued checks apparently aren't as good as you think they are.
You're muted, D.
And he owns the entire strip. Beautiful brand new sign, completely covered in eggs.
That's because you and your coworkers don't fucking work, and you guys just throw eggs.
I threw 1 egg and didn't even make it to the sign.
Yeah, your arm is weak as shit.
That's Tommy Manter, and it's because they're too competitive. They argue all the time about who they're in the back of the building racing.
I want you to race out there. I think you're smoking them.
No, I beat Brian. I beat Rick. I lost to Manter.
What about Oliva?
I lost to Oliva.
Oliva looks fast.
Yeah, Manter beat him, but Manter doesn't wear boots to work. He wears sneakers. That's a big advantage.
It is. Anybody race Tommy Strickler?
Yeah, on the forklift.
Oh man, no, but I am coming down tomorrow. I gotta see you. I know you get emoted.
Bro, the only time he runs is when you bust his balls and he runs after you. He threw a chair at me the other day.
Did he?
Yeah, I got to him. I was fucking with him so bad.
Dude, D, it's like a fucking free-for-all there, bro. You walk in, they're all screaming at each other. They're all fucking arguing. Every time I go in, Tom's getting screamed at. I swear to God, every single time I go in, Tom is getting yelled at by somebody. But, all right, Tom, this is the portion of the...
What are you eating, Derek? Is that wonton?
It is a little wonton.
Never seen somebody eat wonton with a spoon, brother. I thought you eat the wonton and just drink the broth.
All right, well, this is the port. We can't hear you. This is the portion. It's all good. This is the portion where me and you take over so our boy can get some din-din in. But now, so what do you feel about next year, Tom? You think our boys are going to be right back where they are? Do you feel like...
I mean, biased. The biggest thing is we're not going to be biased. So biasly, I can say yes. Unbiased, I'm going to say yes. And that's only because our offense is still going to be elite, and we're going to have a quarterback that's going to be better next year than he was this year. But it all comes down to you're going to see like coming up to the draft. So what are we in February? So within like the next month and a half, we'll see what they do. Like Jason, I mean, how much money? I mean, I can see we bring back. We need Jason Kelsey back to run it back.
Yeah.
How much is he going to want? I mean, I don't think he's going to want much. But then there's rumors that he wants to play with his brother 1 year. So who knows what happens?
No, that was them talking. They said that earlier in the year, and they're not. Nah, he's not going to KC.
Neither of them are leaving. Neither of them, I don't think, are leaving their teams.
They both said that.
So
Kelsey was like, Jason was like, you got to come to Philly. He's like, I can't see myself playing in anything other than Chiefs red. All right, go ahead, Tom.
It's like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. Where are they going to go? Possibly compete for a Super Bowl and still get paid.
I mean, shit. Don't be surprised if one of them go to Kansas City. They got that tie there. Don't be surprised, and Kansas City will welcome with open. I mean, Fletcher Cox was on his way out of the Eagles uniform last year at the trade deadline. They held on to him, and then they kept him, and they did right by him, and he was back. And he maybe he does that again, maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure, but let's get into what do you think about Tom? What do you think about Juju's comments?
So this is my opinion on it. I'm going to ask you for yours too. So during seeing the videos of the parade and the offensive linemen wearing the 0 sack shirts, I thought that was cool. They have every right to talk shit. They block great. They did what they're supposed to do. I'm a big troll. So yeah, you could troll us. If the Eagles don't want to be trolled, then win the fucking game. It's that simple. You win the game, you don't get shit. People can't talk shit on you. But that's why no Eagles came out and commented on that. But when you have a guy like AJ Brown says, I don't think he was on his way out of the league, but Patrick Mahomes 100% resurrected his career. His numbers dropped as soon as Antonio Brown left and he became the number 1 receiver. So he's not a number 1 receiver anywhere. CJ Garner-Johnson came out and said, I have more interceptions than you had touchdowns, and you had Patrick Mahomes, and I missed how many games? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Juju Smith you had 4 catches for 40-something yards in the Super Bowl or 50-something yards. You have no room to fucking come out and post a troll Valentine's Day card when a guy came out and literally admitted to holding you.
And you wore a fucking skirt to the game.
So, guys like that, I think, should just keep their mouth shut. And you got guys – listen, when you got guys like Micah Parsons coming out and saying stuff like, bro, pretty much, just keep your mouth shut. You have no room to talk. Your talents are better on Twitter than they are in football.
Bro, your own fucking coach said it. Andy Reid said it.
What did Andy say? I don't know.
He said – Juju fast? Juju fast? No, Juju's faster on his TikTok tapes.
I thought he said something else. And I know Patrick Mahomes said something, but then he deleted his tweet.
No, he didn't. It's still there. He said that man's bored. He was talking about AJ Brown.
But I got a thing where it says
that's where AJ Brown was like, all right, well, he called Pat on me.
Yeah, I seen that, but then it said user's tweet was deleted.
I don't know. Look, my thoughts on the Juju thing is, listen, I love a good troll, right? I love a good troll. But, motherfucker, number 1, you wore a skirt to the game. Ain't no man on this earth gonna tell me wearing a skirt, don't call it a kilt, it's a fucking skirt. You're wearing a skirt to the Super Bowl. I'm not judging you for wearing a skirt, but don't come out with the rah-rah shit when you wore a skirt. Again, a fucking skirt. But even outside of that, outside of this dude wearing a skirt, go ahead. Live your life, bro. Live your best life. Wear your skirts. Your career highlight was fucking knocking out Vontaze Burfict and standing over him. It was a cheap shot, and everybody backed you because Burfict was a fucking dirty player. You caught no slack. But what happened when Von Bell hit you? You went the fuck to sleep. What happened when you played in Jacksonville? You went to sleep. So what do you think's going to happen? You're putting this target on your back. You're not that good, bro. Of course, listen. I'm a fucking plumber from Philly. I'm not here saying, oh, Juju, you suck. Juju's a way better football player than I ever was. I understand that, but I'm allowed to talk about the motherfucker, right? You put yourself in that public perception, you're going to get what's coming to you. Dog, you were never that guy. Like AJ Brown said, AJ Brown could say that. I'm so glad. And Philly, fucking thank you, AJ Brown. We love you, bro. You are one of us. Even if you're not born here, you're one of us because you rode for your guy. Even though that guy's on his way out the door, and that guy pretty much told you I'm on my way out the door because they're not going to pay me here, right? You still rode for your guy. And that's what we do in Philly. We ride for ours. So when AJ Brown came out and called him a TikTok boy, that's right. Now, my thing is, Juju is known for two things. He's a gamer, he's a TikTok, or three things. He's a gamer, he's a TikTok, and he's an NFL wide receiver. What's he best at? He's not all three of them. He's better on TikTok than he is in the NFL. He's better on Call of Duty than he is in the NFL. Kyler Murray gets so much shit, so much smut thrown on his name because he plays Xbox all the time. Juju is a professional streamer too. Don't nobody say a word about that motherfucker. Why? Because they don't care about him. He's irrelevant. Now listen, I feel the same way. The energy I'm giving to Juju is the same fucking energy I gave to that loser Taylor Heineke because I'm consistent. You celebrated a game-winning fucking penalty that the refs gifted you like you just won the Super Bowl. Now, Juju's was different. Motherfucker, you did win the Super Bowl. But don't fuck, especially because you know what pisses me off the most about it? I know for a fact he wasn't on the field after the game running his mouth the way he did on Twitter. Why? Because Juju will get bodied. Why? If that's the case and that's the energy you got, why are you waiting till 3 days away, 2-3 days later, and reposting someone else's? It ain't even your work. Somebody else made that GIF or that meme. But why not give that energy? Why not go up to Bradbury afterwards and say, yo, you fucking suck, bro. You suck. Why? Because Bradbury might knock you the fuck out. Or why not fucking run your mouth on that field and then maybe AJ Brown? Like, you waited to run to the internet, and that's the problem. And that's not just NFL. And this is where we go from a sports talk to the kind of everybody got that issue, bro. Everybody runs talks on the internet, but in person, they're just, I guarantee Juju went up after he was celebrating. Anybody that approached him, shaking hands, was, oh, good game, bro. But you run to the internet to get these likes, and now you're running your mouth. You're not a tough guy because you're on the internet, cuz. Say that shit in person. Say that shit if you're still on the Chiefs roster. Say that shit next year, week 1. Go up to AJ Brown and say everything you said. I'm glad you got that off your chest. Say all that to him. You know why? Because I know AJ Brown will body the shit out of you. Listen, I like.
All right, let me just hop in real quick. Listen, I loved it because I want all the smoke.
Of course,
everybody knows that we want all the smoke.
I want the smoke from Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones, though.
Yeah, and that's my whole point. That's my whole point. Look at Juju's season compared to Bradbury. If I'm not mistaken, Bradbury PFF wise was probably rated.
Top
I think
10.
I think it might even be top 5.
And
you had a shitty. I could see if he mossed them in the end zone to for a game-winning touchdown. Oh, talk all that shit,
You're
bro.
Celebrating a penalty.
You're celebrating a penalty. You get more joy. It's basically like you get more joy out of you basically won off of a penalty. And again, like I said, we play bad, but you won off of a penalty, and instead of actually scoring in the game,
bro,
it baffled me.
It's Taylor Heineke all over again. You're good. You're going to be on a roster, but you're not a difference maker. And you're celebrating.
And I thought when he was with the Steelers, I thought Juju was going to be like the
next
thing.
I loved him. Well, I drafted him 3 straight years in fantasy.
He gets locked on the field, bro. Locked.
He's slow. He's not fast. He doesn't run routes good, and he doesn't got the best hands. He's a number 2 on, I don't know, 10 rosters. He's a number 3 on the rest. Is he a number 2? Is he a number 2 wide receiver on our roster?
He's a number 2 wide receiver on a roster with a decent quarterback.
Where the fuck is he a number 2? Because it ain't in Philly.
A good quarterback.
He might be where would he be a number 2?
Where?
I mean,
Houston.
I'm taking Brandon.
He was still behind Brandon Cooks.
Exactly. Yeah, Houston. That's a good one.
He's still number 2. He's number 2 to a fucking tight end.
Look, shit, he's not even number 2 there.
MVS, I don't know.
MVS, Tony's going to be back. Listen, Kadarius Tony, I hate that it was against us. I hate that he's a former Giant, but that motherfucker should celebrate. He should be the one writing this shit. Do you know why? He scored a touchdown. You know what else he did? You know what else the fuck? No, fuck Sky Moore. You know what Tony did? Tony returned that shitty punt and put his team. Not only did he score a touchdown to put his team in the end zone, but he put his team in a position to get another fucking touchdown. Kadarius Tony is the one that should be out there running his mouth. Pacheco should be running his mouth because he dogged us. Kelsey won't because of the respect factor. And neither will Mahomes. Chris Jones is a fucking dog. He's the best defensive tackle in football, not named Aaron Donald. He should be the one talking, not this bum ass. Oh my god. Go ahead, Tom.
I seen some videos of the parade with Pacheco's out there turning up in a Rutgers sweatshirt. But what did you think about Debo's comments on James Bradbury?
What Debo say?
He sucks.
Debo?
On Tyreek Hill's podcast, Debo Samuel said, Darius Slay, I respect Darius Slay. He's good. They said, what about James Bradbury? He said he sucks.
Hey, Debo, what the fuck did you do against Bradbury when you had the chance? You didn't do a fucking thing.
And we play the Niners in Philly next year.
Dude, my thing is like, even with those Niner fans, we didn't have a quarterback. Motherfucker, with all your healthy quarterbacks, you still ain't got a quarterback. These motherfuckers, Jimmy G, there's a reason why he's not in New England. There's a reason why you didn't want him to start. Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, that Cinderella story is done. That ship has sailed, cousin.
Now, Rye.
Yo.
Where do you think Aaron Rodgers lands, or what do you think Aaron Rodgers does?
I think he goes I think if he goes anywhere, it's going to be the Jets. He would have to be traded, right?
So he comes out, and I was listening to some shit on the Pat McAfee. This was before the Super Bowl, though, and he doesn't he was saying how people are spreading rumors. Everybody that's in his little inner circle doesn't talk. That if anybody when they find out, when he comes up with his decision, which will be I think it's going to be any day now. That the first two people he's going to tell is Green Bay's organization and then Pat McAfee. So rumors are like what he said. He said something about he says something positive about the Jets, which makes a lot of people think he is leaning that way.
I haven't heard.
I think he has to be traded.
Okay, so that eliminates the Lions because I thought not. So two things about Aaron Rodgers is he's not a shy person when it comes to putting dirt out there. So any rumors, I'm not listening to rumors because he's already proven that he's not afraid to talk about what's going on in his head. He's not afraid to talk about what's going on in his organization. He will put them on Front Street, right? But if he had a choice, it would not surprise me to see him go to a team like the Lions, an up-and-coming team, and he gets a chance to stick it right to the Packers because why? I believe Aaron Rodgers is a petty motherfucker. But if it comes to being traded, I think the Jets makes the most sense. I think the other team was the Lions, and then I think that's made. The Texans are going to get their quarterback. So the Jets make sense because, one, they can get a good asset, which means they get that number 13 overall pick. And then, two, they're out of the conference. They don't got to see him. And that bodes in our favor. Why? Because now the second best quarterback in the conference is gone. And the third best just retired. I can't wait for next year, man. All this fucking talking. But I don't know.
Do you think the Raiders are out?
I think the Raiders make a move and sneak into the top 5 and grab one of those quarterbacks. I think the Raiders are I don't know. The Saints? Does he go to the Saints? No. They're not trading him to the Saints.
Devontae Adams always takes his shot on Twitter when everybody starts talking about Rodgers. He always says LV, come out to Las Vegas.
I mean, just because they got that new stadium, you know what I mean? But
But
I don't know.
another thing that I seen, all right, well, that on Pat that like you said, he talked about on Pat Matt. He was at this was all when the Pro Bowl, because they were all out at that golf tournament. He was out there.
Yeah, Pebble
And
Beach.
he was literally getting his driver size while he was
Yeah.
on FaceTime with Pat McAfee. And Romeo Dowds came out and said something like, "Yeah, Rodgers never wants to get together with his receivers. He never wants to do nothing. Like they build chemistry type of stuff." And Rodgers shut it down, saying like, "If you want to hang out with me, you're more than welcome to hang out with me." The only players he hangs out with on the roster is Randall Cobb, and apparently I think he's like the godfather of
Bakhtiari.
kids or something. And
It's-
the right tackle,
Bakhtiari isn't Bakhtiari married to his sister, or he's
I-
married to?
don't know that. Well, I don't know
Well, he's
that.
not
I just
married.
know like there's two best friends that he hangs out with all the time. But he was like, these guys are like trying to throw Rodgers like under the bus, saying like he doesn't help with building any type of friendship or chemistry with his receivers.
Go ask Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, and Jordy Nelson if he has a problem building chemistry.
Romeo
Listen,
Dobbs ain't that guy. That's why.
Nah, listen, I wouldn't want to build chemistry with motherfuckers that can't catch the ball either. Why do I want to build chemistry with you, bro? I don't even want you here.
Pretty much.
Listen.
And he gave him the chance because
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs had a few great games, and then was on a milk carton.
And Rodgers came out and endorsed Dobbs because they said that there was like a rumor out that I remember this was when we first started the podcast. I remember where I was when I heard it, everything. There was like a rumor that came out about him and the wide receivers not clashing, and he came out and he talked about Romeo, and he was like, that kid puts in work, and when he puts the work in, he's one of the best and hardest working guys on the field. And that he was kind of getting at like maybe he doesn't always put the fucking work in all the time, but it's like, bro, if I'm a wide receiver and I'm a good wide receiver and I'm in Green Bay in that situation, if I'm Romeo in that situation, I'm a rookie. Aaron Rodgers is there and there's no clear cut number one. Bro, I'm at Aaron Rodgers' house every fucking night trying to be his best friend. Why? Because look at Cobb. Cobb gets force fed. Jordy Nelson got force fed. Greg Jennings. All these guys that got along with him, they all had great careers because of Rodgers. That motherfucker can literally shape your career. If you're not open, he can put the ball in a place where you look like you're open.
Right.
And now it's like. So my question, let's stay with Aaron Rodgers for a second, because I said something earlier this week, and I really do feel it's the case. I remember before Patrick Mahomes came around, it was Tom Brady was the GOAT, right? It was Tom Brady. Around that time, it was Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. That was a lot of the argument, right? And then it was, okay, well, you got Joe Montana and Aaron Rodgers as the most talented quarterbacks to ever play the game. Where does Rodgers sit now? Because now you got to argue that, I mean, you don't have to argue. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, right? I think we all can agree that 7 Super Bowls is going to get him there. But now you can't say that about Rodgers. Rodgers isn't the most talented arm the NFL's ever seen, because I'm not too my ego aside, my pride aside, and me still being butthurt over the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, I don't give a fuck about the accomplishments. I think Patrick Mahomes is the greatest individual to ever stand behind an offensive line and play quarterback. I don't care that he's 27. I don't care that he has 2 Super Bowls and Brady has 7. I'm talking about purely if I had 5 years, if I had 1 year, if I had 10 years or 20, if I had to pick one guy in all of NFL history to run my team at quarterback, his name is Patrick Mahomes. Does anybody here disagree with that?
Are you including Tom Brady or not?
I'm including Brady. D, if I gave you the keys to a franchise and I said in their prime for a 5-year stretch, I can give you Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, who are you taking? This ain't that hard.
I think it's harder than you think, though.
How so?
Because I think Patrick Mahomes is from a talent perspective, I think he's light years ahead of Tom Brady. But like football, like IQ, I would probably give it to Brady. But
Okay.
I mean, I guess talent would overpower IQ because I mean, again, Patrick Mahomes makes plays that aren't on the not in the playbook. He makes the play when needed. So I would probably go Mahomes, but I think it's closer than we think.
I look at it like this. What is Mahomes? 2-1 in Super Bowls. He lost that head-to-head to Brady. He's never going to get that back because Brady's not going to another Super Bowl, right? But what happened in that game? Mahomes was running for his life. He had nobody. He had no help, right? Brady is always listen. Brady is. I've come a long way because I'm a Peyton Manning guy through and through, and I hate that fucking Tom loves Brady so much and all that, right? And I've come to accept the fact that he's the greatest of all time. But this is where I feel like this Mahomes versus Brady debate is going to turn into the Jordan versus LeBron because Mahomes may never catch 7 Super Bowls. He might surpass it, but there's a chance that he may never catch that. But when you watch these two and you say who's the greatest quarterback, who's the greatest football player, it's Mahomes. I honestly, dude, I don't give a fuck that he's 27. I think Mahomes is the greatest football player to ever step. He is transcended. There's nobody. I watched this motherfucker close his eyes and throw a ball. I've watched him look to the left and throw the ball to the right. I've watched him about to get sacked and look this way and throw it like that. I've watched him throw the fucking ball left-handed. When it comes to being a football player, Mahomes is, I think he's the greatest talent the league has ever seen. And he's in a perfect situation with Andy Reid. And everybody used to like to say, oh, well, it's so easy to throw the ball up to Tyreek Hill. Well, motherfucker, Tyreek Hill wasn't there. They still had the best offense in the league, and they won the Super Bowl. Like he said at his parade, I agreed with every word he said. They said that the AFC West said that we were in a rebuilding year. And in our rebuilding year, we are world champions. You know why? It's because of Mahomes. There's not another quarterback in this league, not Tom Brady in his prime, nobody that would have gotten that Kansas City Chiefs team to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. They owe everything to that dude. He's still underpaid. I know that he signed a $500 million contract. He's still underpaid.
Tom?
Right, Tom?
I mean, I think Mahomes is the most talented quarterback. Probably, he's going to be probably the best quarterback ever, or he's arguably the most talented quarterback ever now through 5 years that he's been in the league, or 6 years. I mean, 5 AFC Championship games, 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's on track to do what Brady did, but the difference is Mahomes going to be able to last as long as Brady to try to catch them 7 Super Bowls. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if
But
he needs
passing-wise, stats-wise, he's probably going to blow Brady out the water. By the time he's ended his career, he'll probably lead the league. He'll probably lead the NFL history in passing yards, passing touchdowns, stuff like that. But also, like, he's the quarterback he is because of Andy Reid.
What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
Andy Reid, literally going into the NFL, he had no footwork. Andy Reid taught him everything. He couldn't read a defense, and he admitted that he didn't know how to read a defense. Andy Reid told him everything. And like him and Travis Kelce praise Andy Reid. How do you get these receivers so open? Because it's Andy Reid's playbook. All I'm saying is Mahomes right now, not taking his arm strength away because he did the same exact thing in Texas Tech. But I mean, in Texas Tech, in that conference, all you do is air raid. There is no such thing as defense out there. It's 11 guys like me, you, and Derek out there playing defense. And like they always said, he never had the footwork. All he did was run and throw the ball. And
I mean, he could throw the ball a mile though.
He could throw the ball 75, 80 yards. That's not a question. But now he's the quarterback he is because of Andy. But I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. And maybe I'm wording it wrong. Andy Reid taught him how to play football the way he's playing football now, and he's just excelled at it. What I'm saying is Andy told him how to read a defense, and Andy told him Andy told him everything about footwork, and them 2 things were the only 2 things that he struggled with, and now he took them 2 things. Now he's the best. He could read a defense, and he could read his defense with his eyes closed, and he could move in that pocket with his eyes closed with footwork. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Andy taught him the two things that he struggled with, and now he's the most talented quarterback ever, the best, the fun.
I will
Who would I
say,
rather watch, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady? I'd rather watch a Patrick Mahomes game because crazy shit's gonna happen.
a great coach can go a long way, and it's fitting that as we're talking about coaches, Coach Kev comes in from Holmesburg. I know you two remember him well from that.
I just seen him on I just seen him on Tuesday.
I know I seen you wrote something to him, but I did mention that because every time I get a chance to rub it in your face that we beat you guys to win a championship, I like to do that. But Coach Kev, actually, do you guys remember when we played at your field and I pitched against you guys and I caught a cramp in my leg, and this motherfucker was on the he was out at the mound massaging my calf to get this goddamn cramp out. I'll never forget it. They accepted me. Holmesburg accepted me in for 2 seasons with open arms, and we won championships both years. That was a hell of a fucking team. But you were talking about coaches, and my old coach jumped in, and I wanted to say what's up to him and give him a little shout out. But yes, I do think D. Where do you fall? I think I may have asked you, but I need it again. Where do you fall? Are you going? Give me the answer. Greatest quarterback. Are you going Tom? I'm signing the check right now.
I feel like it's too early. It's too early.
Nope, it ain't too early.
It is. It is. If we were having this conversation in the summer, I would probably say Patrick Mahomes. But the people so this is the problem. People just remember recent events. So of course we've seen Patrick Mahomes this last year in the Super Bowl. The dude is amazing. But I'm pretty sure you can go back to when Tom Brady was playing and watch a ton of games where you're like, wow, this guy, when he was doing it with fucking Wes Welker and all these no-name receivers, and of course he had a good defense, but and I mean Brady didn't have the craziest arm strength in the world.
But you know what Brady got surrounding him at all times? Controversy. He does. Do you not forget the other Super Bowl we lost, where these motherfuckers got caught filming our practices? Deflategate. He didn't even fight that because he knew he was wrong. I mean, this dude got controversies surrounded all around him, and I'm not trying to take away nothing from Brady, but hey, man, when you play with fire, you get burnt. You want to cheat? We're gonna give it to you. You got to listen to it. But all right, enough about that. I think I'm over talking about the Eagles and the Super Bowl loss. I'm excited about the future. I think that our team's going to be great. I would like to have, we definitely are going to get into, we got a long time. We got a long 7 months before football starts up again. So we're going to get a chance to go in and start previewing and looking into next year. We got a lot of stuff going on. Pitchers and catchers reported this week. Our Phillies are back. They're going to be a force. Even though Bryce is going to be out for a while, I feel like we got a very good team. The Flyers are the Flyers. And the Sixers have the next best chance to break our hearts next. So we got a ton to talk about. But before, and we're not going to get into all that tonight, but I do got a question for you guys. This came up in a group chat. And you guys are in a group chat. And I talked about this to my wife today, to Kiera, and I got my answer. But I need your guys' answer because I don't know if I've seen it. So I'm going to create a hypothetical scenario for you right here, right now. Give me 1 second. I want to timestamp this so that I don't have to go back searching for it later. All right. You have 2 hospitals that are, they're far enough away from each other to where you can't make both spots at once, right? And in one hospital, you have your girlfriend, your fiance, and your wife, whoever she is, giving birth to your child. Now, it doesn't have to be your first child. In our situations, it could be your 5th, your 4th, or your 3rd, right? You have your wife giving birth to your child, your girlfriend, and in the other hospital, you got your best friend dying. And you can only make it to one hospital. You either got to go see your child be born, or you got to go see your best friend before he passes away. Tom, which hospital are you going to?
I'm 100% doing the same exact thing you said. I gotta deal with the little fucking rats in my life, but so I can miss that knowing that I'm gonna see him fucking 4 hours later. But God forbid you or Derek get shot and you're dying. I mean, I would like to go say goodbye to you guys.
Appreciate that, Tom. Brianna might slap the shit out of you when you get out of here, but I do appreciate that. D, where you going?
My answer is very simple. I already seen 2 kids come out of vaginas, and it's not pretty. So I would definitely be at the hospital watching my friend die in peace.
Watching my friend die. I said that to Kiera. I was like, babe, I'm sorry, but if it comes down to, could you imagine Derek or Tom are in a hospital and you're popping out another kid? I was like, you got to do that one on your own. Because I'm going to see that motherfucker for the next, I don't know, however many years that I'm alive, God willing, right? I was like, but I got to go. I thought maybe there would be, because, I mean, that might be an interesting conversation to some, especially, all right, now what about this? I'm going to ask you two. I'm in a hospital. I just got clapped. I got about an hour left. You guys are on your first child, Isaiah and Aubrey. Are you coming to see me, or are you going to see your first child be born?
I'm gonna go spend an hour with you, man.
There's always video of me watching my daughter be born. So
there's always what?
I can always watch a video of her being born. So,
and like I said, kids coming out of vagina isn't pretty. So seriously. maybe you all shot up. You might look a little bit prettier than that.
Might look. All right, well, I appreciate the love there. I really do. My answer is the same for both of you. But yeah, that was a question that went in a group chat the other day, and that was something I asked a couple people that, because I felt like that was a pretty good.
Who the fuck asked that question though?
I think it had to be AJ. Was it AJ?
I just seen your answer, and I was like, that's literally the perfect fucking answer.
I kind of creep in that group chat whenever I can get in there, unless somebody tags me in it. I have it on silent, so
now when I see that there's a shit ton of messages, I know there's an argument happening, so I go and chime in.
Tom, you're usually the argument. So.
I was about to say, Tom, you are not, dude. I've been back in that group chat for like maybe a month now, and every time there's a back and forth, I can always see Tom Kashi 6'9" is one of the ones texting.
Yeah, it's always
it's Tom and AJ, or Zach and AJ, or Joey and AJ. It's always AJ though.
Speaking of AJ, he just texted me. I should text him back. He asked me he said he got a plumbing question. Should I charge people that text me and ask me plumbing questions?
I mean, you should do something like that, like a Wikipedia on plumbing.
Yo, listen, I've done that with clients. I've said, listen, all right, if you don't want,
that's like a consultation, dude.
Yeah, pay me $50. Let's get on FaceTime and let's do a consultation. I'll tell you exactly what you got to do. $50 will buy you 10 minutes of my time. Yo, what if I become a virtual plumber?
Now that's interesting.
That might be something. That might be
a wave. Because I mean, whenever something breaks in my house, I just YouTube it. So to have actually live feedback would be, I don't know. It's actually.
So that is something that we've done with our business is we've offered that because of COVID. When COVID was, everybody was worried about COVID. That was something that we offered, and it actually worked out pretty good. People would call. We would do FaceTimes. I would get on the computer just like this and sit, and I'd be like, all right, show me this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, perfect. This is what you need to do, and then charge them. And I've done things like I've been on the phone with people for 30 minutes and charge $125, and still I got them to fix their shit, and I got them, dude. You know how many people this week, and I'm not kidding, I could show receipts, I could show you texts. There's just something about me, and I'm not the prettiest motherfucker in the world. Especially, my hair hasn't been cut in like 3 months. I'm like woofing. My beard is crazy. I haven't taken care of my face in any way. But 3, 4, 5 different times this week, I've gotten people to reach out to me that book us for jobs, and they're like, this lady called me today, right? And she's like, I don't know what you did to my husband or what you said to him, but he's very like, right? And that's how she explained it to me. And she's like, he got off the phone with you, and your price was higher than the other 2 plumbers that called. But he said, I want you to hire Ryan immediately. And I didn't know why. And you guys were on the phone for 2 minutes, and he just said how much he liked you and how he trusted you and this and that. And I'm like, honey, it was a 2-minute phone call. And I was just like, Honestly, you're like the fourth person this week that told me that. I had somebody call me and was like, "You got the job because of our conversation." I credit a lot of that to. I think a lot of that comes from our T-Mobile days.
Yeah.
I learned a lot at those T-Mobile days from old Tommy Flynn down there.
Yeah, that shit it translate into other careers, because I'm the same way with my job. I can still sell salt to a slug, and sometimes you got to talk yourself out of some situations. So.
Listen, I was Tom's fucking manager at one point. I know I learned how to talk myself out of situations because of Tom, because Tom put himself in some fucking situations.
Doing some fraud, adding some fraud accounts.
No, not that. Kind of that. No, we got very
or he was selling phones to little 12-year-olds that were coming on their parents' accounts.
The prepaid cards.
You know where I got really good at talking my way out of situations? T-Mobile had this new activation. Like, you had to get new activations. You had to sell tablets, right? And I would always get somebody every day. I sold like two tablets a day. I was a fucking beast at that shit. And I'm not saying that everything I did was 100%, accurate, but what I would do is I would analyze someone's bill, and if I could save them $10 or I save them $20, I'm not giving you the savings. I'm gonna turn around and be like, all right, look, here's what I could do for you. You pay $40 a day. I'm gonna give you this tablet. Your bill's not going to increase every month. And then they would come back and be like, well, I could have saved $10. And it's like, well, why? You got a free tablet. You said it's free. It's $10 a month. Well, no, I finagled some stuff around and we made it happen. And I had a lot of people that you would come in very angry, and I would just do my thing, and they would leave happy as shit, right? Except this one lady. When I went and worked for Verizon, I'll never forget. Her name's Margaret Burke. She's the sweetest lady in the world, and I did nothing wrong by her. I brought her. She came in. She wanted a phone. I sold her a phone. Same thing at Verizon was tablets. $10 a month, $40 activation, blah, 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 blah. I sell her the tablet. She loves the tablet. She comes back 30 days later. She wants to return the tablet. I said, no, you can't return it. Why? Because it's already on your bill, and I'm not taking a return. Listen, Margaret, just keep the tablet. Keep it another month. If you don't like it, come back and see me, right? She sure enough comes back and sees me. I haven't worked at Verizon since 2016. I still to this day get a notification on my phone every 7th of the month that says Margaret Burke $10 credit. And to this day, and this was confirmed about 4 or 5 months ago, that they still do it. The owner of the company at the time, I said, look, she loved it. It got the store where it needed to go. And this dude loved me. Tom knows. Tom worked there too. And to this day, they still pay $10 a month on that lady's bill. They credit her. This has been like 6 years, and they're still crediting this lady's bill.
Derek. Let me tell you a story this is even better. And Ryan, don't say nothing. So we worked at Verizon, and the biggest thing at Verizon at one point was selling something called Hum. And Hum was like, you hooked it up to your car, and like it helped you save money on car insurance. It gave you like GPS.
Yeah, I remember.
It was an OBD reader.
OBD, yeah. So $10 a month. The device itself was like $50. You walk out, everything was cool. So Ryan, this is 2 stories part of this. This is how crazy Ryan is. There's a guy that used to come into Hamilton with a shopping cart. He sold the guy that didn't own a car, that owned a shop, that had a shopping cart, a fucking Hum.
And told him to plug it into a shopping cart.
Hold on, that's not the best part. And then little stories trickle down that there's times where Ryan used to sell people Hum, and they wouldn't take it, and he would just fucking throw it in the dumpster and leave it on the account.
Ryan, go now.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Selling a dude with a shopping cart a Hum that you only can use with your car.
Cart.
Well, he thought it was a cart.
But I still saved that motherfucker money. I still reduced his bill. So you take that and shove it, Tom. Look, I looked at it like this. If you didn't know enough to have control of your account to make sure your bill was as low as you can, I'll take that responsibility. But I need something from that because Verizon or T-Mobile at the time did not pay me a commission to drop your bill. So why am I going to do that? And they're on my ass about it, right? But if I can turn around and give you, even if you're not going to use the device, because it got to a point where I would tell people, drop it in the trash. I don't care what you do with it. Take it, right? That and the little gizmo pals, the little watch for the kids, right? So if I could save you, D, if you walk into my store and I say, yo, look, I need you to take this device. I don't care what you do with it. You can take it outside and punt it like Aaron Sippers did in the playoff, in the Super Bowl. But it's going to save you $30 a month on your bill. Would you take it?
Yes.
All right, then. So what's the issue? Now I got a story.
But let me just say this though. People are wired very strangely. Because I remember when we worked at T-Mobile and the installment plans first came out. Remember for the phones, the installment plans? Mm-hmm. They reduced your bill about $30 to $40. Mm-hmm. The bill got reduced automatically once you switched to that new fucking whatever plan it was. So when you were trying to sell people new phones, as soon as you didn't use the word upgrade and you let them know that they were paying the phone off in full, but they didn't have a 2-year contract, they would just be like freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was, listen, right now, with a 2-year contract and your bill being this high, do the math. All right, so now you're locked into a 2-year contract, 24 months. And your bill's going to be $30 higher. So do the math. You're paying for the phone regardless. Mm-hmm. But people hear the word upgrade and they get like they get a stiffy.
It's because the upgrades used to lock you down. And then they got rid of that to where the upgrades didn't lock you down. You could still go ahead and cancel if you want. You just pay the rest of the phone.
Right. But even with the 2-year plan, if you wanted to cancel, you had to pay a cancellation fee. That was the same thing. You just had to pay off the phone. And at the end of the day, the phone was yours.
Yeah. I got a story. We go out. It's somebody's birthday when we all worked at Verizon, right? And we go out to some bar. I don't know if Tom was there, if he wasn't.
Is this with somebody with the card?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
So we're out at the bar, and you two can both attest to this. Even if I'm broke, I am not a frugal man. I am now. But back when I was 21, 22, up to like I was 26, really till I got in a relationship with Kiera, I was not frugal with my money. I made enough money to where I didn't give a fuck. If I'm out and whatever, I just wasn't frugal with my money. We go out and I buy all my own drinks all night. I think I bought a couple girls that were there a drink. I bought my boy a drink and this and that, right? I pay for all my drinks. I wind up paying for some other motherfuckers' drinks. I don't remember exactly how the story went and what the accusations was. But Tom comes to me and tells me that one of his coworkers said that I fucking took their card and paid for all my drinks or whatever the fuck the case was. It's the kid Josh. I don't even remember his name. But accused me, and one thing I hate is a fucking thief, accused me of stealing his money pretty much. And then has the balls to talk shit to me, to my best fucking friend about it. And I don't know if he was trying to get me to pay back money that I didn't take or whatever it was. Maybe Tom knows a little bit and could speak a little bit more on it. But Tom did not fucking defend me. I'll stick to that to this day. Did not.
I could have swore the story was the opposite way.
Tell me how you remember the story.
I don't remember the story. I just know somebody used somebody's card.
He just remembers that he didn't stick up for you. That's what happened.
Your fucking boy Josh at Lawrenceville told you that I bought drinks on his card.
He never told me. When you came to pick up a phone, you were talking about it.
You told me, motherfucker. That's why.
There's no way I told you.
Tom,
because I don't even know the full story. I just know somebody used somebody's card.
Tom, you're an idiot, and I told you were an idiot because I remember telling you, why the fuck would you tell me this when I'm coming to your store? Because I'm going to beat that motherfucker to, like, I got mad as shit over that because I don't take that shit lightly. One, motherfucker, I made way more money than you did at that. Not you, Josh. I made way more fucking money than you, and you were a manager. Don't fucking come to me acting like I needed your bread. Because I wasn't just making Verizon bread. I was making plumbing money still on the side. Don't fucking talk to me about stealing your money. I didn't need your dusty ass fucking money.
Woo, Josh was he's on fire.
Bro, I was pissed.
That's Officer Josh now.
He's a cop?
Lawrenceville PD.
I'll fucking go there and speed right past him. He won't catch me. If he does, I'll be like, motherfucker, here's your $4.
Yo, them motherfuckers, you could be speeding a mile before you get to them, and they could catch your speed. Crazy.
I know.
It happened to me, and I asked the cop, I'm like, how? Not a mile. It's like up to like a half a mile. And like when you're driving on 95 and you see the trooper and you start like hitting your brakes and slowing down.
Oh yeah, they got you already.
But they don't ever pull you over. Jersey, different story. I even asked the cop, I was like, how the fuck did you know I was going that fast when I slowed down? He was like, they have like radars on the side of their trucks that can catch speed and your fucking see if your registration's expired or not.
Well, that's why I like being in PA and especially Philly now, because now they don't pull you over for that dumb shit.
They're not allowed to.
No, exactly. And I got one of my worst tickets I got was my expiration or my inspection was no good. I was in Cheltenham and I was driving, and this is a loaded, like we're in fucking traffic. And this cop drives past me and my inspection's like a month overdue. And he busts a U, he throws his lights on, zooms up the side, squeezes in behind me and pulls me over. This happened to me in Ben Salem too when I had that little shitty. I went to B&B Automotive. Anybody else here ever get got by B&B Automotive?
It was that pay as you. What was it? Pay.
I was paying fucking $800 between insurance and my car. I was paying $800 in 2016. I was paying $800 a fucking month for a 2001 Ford Taurus. Steve Jones was doing the same for that 03 fucking whatever the one he was driving. Bro.
Shit.
And I rode past their old shop the other day in Bristol. They're not there. I was like, oh, finally someone got them. No, they are. I rode past it today, and they're fucking still open. They got a bigger spot, but they got no cars in the lot. If anybody watches this fucking show, do not buy a car from B&B Automotive. They are it's Rent-A-Center of cars, bro.
You pay like every 2 weeks, don't you, or something?
It's that, we approve everyone. Sure, fine. I was fucking sick and tired of fucking taking 6 hours a day. I was walking from, like, where did we live? This was when me and Elle lived in that fucking apartment for like 2 months off of Woodhaven. Bro, I was walking from Woodhaven and the Boulevard to Grant and fucking Tarsdale to get on the train, to go to Quaker Bridge. My commute was 3 hours there, 3 hours back, and I worked fucking 12-hour shifts. I was literally doing 18-hour days back to back to back to back to back because I was broke and needed money. I was scrounging pennies. And Ivy gave me like $20 to get to work for the week, and it lasted me a day. And I told her it lasted me a week. And I was at a point where I met the one SEPTA dude, and I told him, I was like, bro, look, if I can't get on this train every morning, I'm going to lose my job. And that motherfucker looked out for me. It got to a point, dude, it was so bad. It got to a point where I was just like, yo, I need to get the fuck out of this. And I bought that car, and they preyed on me because I was weak at the time. What did I do? I turned around. I went to Kia on the Boulevard. I traded that joint in. They paid it off. I still owed. That car was probably worth $25. It had a governor on it, and I never knew why. I couldn't go. I would get to 65, and that shit would be like, it would not go faster. And I'm like, what is wrong with my car?
That used to be a cop car.
Bro, I love that car, though. I did. That car was awesome. But not for fucking almost $1,000 a month. When I traded that, I had that car for like 2 years. When I traded that car in, I still owed $11,000. I bought that car for like almost 20 G's. In 2015, I bought a 2001 Ford Taurus for like 20 G's almost.
Right. What's worse, that or me signing my punter in Madden?
You signed your punter to a 7-year, $300 million contract, and then turned around the next year and was like, why don't I have any cap? And this motherfucker couldn't do nothing because he signed his.
Tom, what made you do that?
Because I thought it was like some bullshit. Like we get like, I didn't know it was like
funds.
Legit.
So
$300 million for a punter. I hope he was worth it.
I traded him. I traded him to somebody.
Listen,
as much as $300 million.
As much as Tom,
I got hit with a big cab though.
As much as Tom punted, it was probably worth it.
Yeah,
but honestly,
hands down, worst game ever is Madden.
Stop it! You just suck.
I'd rather play fucking FIFA, PGA, NHL, and MLB.
I used to cook you in FIFA too. Remember when I had that apartment and we used to have the little FIFA tournaments over there?
Rye took Madden serious after he couldn't beat me on that long stretch.
I was, and then I turned into a beast, and now I suck.
And now
I'm not.
Actually,
I'm not
I'm not going to say that because I can beat Ryan. I get lucky.
No, you can't. Not no.
Are you
Rye
still
does
in the
Rye.
league, Tom?
Rye does some really stupid fucking shit when he plays me. He gets
'Cause I
too
try to-
fucking gun happy and fucks up.
Tom traded. Tom had Mecole
Tom,
Hardman.
are you in the league?
No,
Fuck no. I don't even own the game. I didn't buy it.
you don't even own a new Xbox. I don't think. Did
No,
you
I
sell
do.
it?
I do.
Tom had Mecole Hardman 97 speed and Hollywood Brown 98 speed, and I wanted that speed last Madden. I traded this motherfucker 10 first-round picks and Devin White for fucking those two speed receivers and didn't win shit. But the year before, I did win a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Oh, you did?
Have you won this? Have you won this Madden yet?
Nah, this Madden is all Tyrell. Adam won one finally. And then Tyrell's won every other game. BG is still going strong, bro. BG is full.
How's John?
John, which John? Brandon?
Oh, Cologne.
Oh, he's
I might got to
Yeah, Brandon.
Return.
he's not. He's a commish. He's probably the head guy because I'm not a commish anymore. I stepped down. I let them guys run it. I'm just in there to play, and they all still look at me as the founding father. And blah, blah, blah,
How's
blah.
Will?
Will sucks.
Will's a fucking crumb.
Will sucks. He's fucking terrible. He's dog shit. He's horrible. Will, if you're watching this, you're terrible. And
How's
everybody
Cornell?
knows he sucks. Now, Cornell is the Los Angeles Clippers from when they had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. Like, they're the ones you're like, damn, this motherfucker could win, but he's in the play. He leads the league in passing every year. He's the Browns. He fucking blows up every year, and he just doesn't win it.
We gotta have a segment for Will so he can come on.
Dude, I don't think you want that.
Yeah, they tried so hard. Him and Adam sucking each other off, trying to troll the Eagles so bad, like not realizing that we have a franchise quarterback, and their quarterback is literally like a fucking thief. Is a thief.
I asked Tom if he would get on the podcast with Will and talk about monogamy.
I don't know what monogamy is.
Yeah, let's look it up.
It wasn't me that was arguing. That's what I don't get.
This is why I want you to talk because he.
It wasn't me. It was Brianna arguing with Will over monogamy, whatever. I didn't know what the.
He said that.
Monogamy, Tom, is to practice or state of being married to one person at a time.
So his thing was that somebody comp. No,
Sean Timlin.
So his thing was that you came up to him and was like, "Yo, tell her how you live your life," pretty much.
Tom, that sounds like you, Thomas.
Listen, I'll call her down. I will call her down right now and clarify.
That sounds like something you would say. You were probably drunk at the wedding.
He was in fucking sweatpants. He doesn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
He was in fucking track pants at my wedding,
bro. How could I say how do you live your life if I didn't know he fucking is dating this chick and still sleeping with other chicks or married to this chick? I didn't know that. How could I say how do you live your life, bro? You're a fucking truck driver.
Wait, before we talk,
no, he's not. Not anymore.
No.
If we're talking about this, are we sure that that's the way everything is acceptable?
What are you talking about? Are you calling Will?
No, in terms of him living his life like that. Like is
no, I don't know. I don't give a fuck how you live your life. Do what you got to do. I just know I'm a loyal and faithful man to one person.
If his wife is an avid listener of the Philthy Dad Pod, I don't want her to know that,
She's not.
Okay.
No, he was sitting there saying she knows it.
So it's a mutual thing then.
Yeah,
I guess so. I don't fucking know.
That was my thing.
So then how did you come up with the monogamy thing?
I didn't. How could I come with monogamy if I didn't know what the fuck monogamy was, Derek?
He was calling it monogamy. He was like,
wait,
I don't even know what monogamy is.
What does Adam said? Adam was there the entire conversation.
Let me get him.
All right, so because I mean, Will was on one. He was on one at the wedding.
Bro, all I know
he was scouting.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to practice monogamy at the wedding. I think he was trying to get people
he
to
fucking
not
slept.
practice it.
He fucking slept over my house on my wedding night. He was too drunk to go home. I made him stay. What's up, dude? All right, well, yeah, I got a question. We're live.
He's
on
probably in
Philthy
his
Dad
underwear.
Pod. It's not. It's Adam.
All right.
I need to know real quick. If you give me 2 minutes of your time, I need to know, how did the conversation at my wedding about monogamy between Tom's girl and Will, how did that start? Because Tom said you were right there the whole time.
I was. I think it started with, I feel like Tom's girl asked about Will's girl, or called Will's girl his wife, and he was like, "Who knew?" And then he went into, and she was like, "Why not? You know, she has her kid. Like, you've been with her forever." And then he goes on to explain his whole shtick of why he doesn't believe in marriage and all that other stuff, and he's into the upside down pineapple.
Okay, so here's the issue I'm having. Tom says that he was not involved in a conversation at all in the beginning. Will says that Tom is the one that walked up and was like, "Yo, tell her about your lifestyle." Pretty much. That's what Will says.
I'm pretty sure that's also part of it too. Yeah. When he because you know what, that makes sense. You know what, like, 'cause yeah, Tom short-legged over with his like ears touching his shoulders and was like, "Yo, tell him about your lifestyle." And then she was like, "What's your lifestyle?" And
I don't know his lifestyle.
baby, and then she said, "Why is she your wife?" And da 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 da. Yeah.
How could I say that if I don't know about his lifestyle?
Tom said, "How can he say that?"
He doesn't hear
one,
you.
He doesn't even know about his lifestyle, and two, he doesn't even know what monogamy is.
Everyone knows what Will's lifestyle is.
So you said Tom short-legged over there with his chin touching his. What'd you say? His chin
His ears touching his shoulders.
It never happened.
Because he got no neck.
He's built like the Juggernaut from Spider-Man.
It never happened.
He said it never happened, Adam.
Yeah, just like he never had a neck.
All right, thank you,
It
bro.
never happened.
Oh, there it
There you
is.
have it. There you have it, Tom. You walked over there with your ears touching your shoulders, and you told Will. And it sounds like you, Tom. You were probably drunk as shit, and you don't even realize that you initiated the whole scene.
Yo, I need you to clarify something. At Ryan's wedding, when you started arguing with that dude, Will, how did that conversation start between you and Will?
Oh man, the womanizer.
Yes.
She called him Andrew Tate.
You were talking to that one guy.
Adam?
Yeah, the one that kept saying you don't have a neck.
Yeah.
He and his girlfriend have an open relationship.
So me and Adam were talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he made a comment about how him and his girlfriend or ex or whoever have had or have an open relationship, and I chimed in and gave him my 2 cents, and then it turned into an all-out war.
So did I ever go up to Will in front of you and say, "Will, tell Brianna about your lifestyle"?
No, he was very open about it.
Exactly.
But what did she say earlier? She said
Me and Adam were talking about his open relationship.
No, not about that.
about his lifestyle. No, yeah, the neck. We know the neck.
No, me and Adam were talking about the Cowboys. Then me and him started talking about an open relationship. And then Will chimed in, and then Brianna chimed in.
Why did you start talking about an open relationship?
That I don't remember. I don't remember doing that, but I guess me and first of all, but how if me and Adam are having a conversation about something, and Will's going to sit there and lie, saying that I walked up to him and said, "Why don't you tell my girl about your lifestyle?" When I don't know his lifestyle. One, I don't know anything about him besides he's fucking trash at football.
Yeah,
That's it.
Adam just said the similar thing that was going
They
on.
They both said that you guys were talking about that open
Me and
relationship.
Adam were talking about the
but you-
Cowboys and somehow talking about open relationships, I guess. I don't know.
So how did that come about?
Yeah,
You don't.
that's what I want to
Right.
know.
He must have made a comment about something, and then I asked him based off the comment that he made.
So if me and Adam are having a conversation, why would Will chime in?
Because he heard the trigger words "open relationship."
And his dick got hard.
Exactly. Well, that was your invite for him. Yo, come on, come on.
I didn't invite him anywhere.
Let's talk about my what is it? What did he say? How did he say it right? Monogamy.
Mahogany, whatever.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Hey, Will, tell my girl about your mahogany.
I
Mahogany floors. What's up?
About why we were at the wedding and Will's girl didn't come.
I extended an invite, and all right, I got to be very selective on how I say this. I gave an invite, and then I was told to not give an invite, and then I was questioned on why I didn't give an invite. So it was, I sent the invite. Will said she wasn't going to come. She didn't need an invite. And then afterwards, it turns out that she was like, apparently she might have been upset. Like, well, what the fuck? Your friend didn't invite me to the wedding. And I'm like, Will, what the fuck, bro? I did invite her to the wedding. Yeah, somehow I was the bad guy there, but I don't care. I don't even know why I invited fucking half the dudes I did to my wedding. But it is what it is. I don't know why I invited fucking Tom's neck, because he didn't even show up. It's the giggle for me.
I'm getting fucking. Thanks, babe. Bye.
Thanks, babe.
Yo, she's sleeping on the sofa tonight.
He's sleeping on the sofa tonight.
Jesus.
My no neck is gonna be right up in my motherfucking pillow.
Tom, you just got roasted by not only Adam but your wife as well.
My neck's there, brother.
Let me see.
It's there.
Let's see that neck. Let's see that thickie.
It's there, brother. Just be honest.
It's like you can't. It's like James Harden. You can't see his neck because of his beard. You know.
You do got a good beard. All right. Well, this was fun. We came in with the goal of an hour, and we're now approaching the 2-hour mark.
Listen, I just want to be clear on record. I didn't start the conversation with William.
I mean, you started the conversation about open relationships.
I don't remember a conversation. Why? I don't know why I would start the conversation. I'm pretty sure if anything started it, was Adam that.
No, so this is what I think happened. Will was very active at the wedding, very active. So I'm assuming, either somebody mentioned something on, either him talking to other women or, him, does he have a woman? And that's how you guys probably wound up talking about it. Because I didn't know. I thought Will was married, happily married, 3 kids. I didn't know, that he get down like that. And hey, listen, to each its own. That's certain people's lifestyle. I ain't knocking it. I ain't gonna try it though, but I ain't knocking it. So
they say don't knock until you try it.
Right.
Tom.
I didn't say nothing bad about what he does. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I'm saying it probably came up in conversation. Though.
But like I said, I didn't know what mahogany was until that day.
No, because somebody was getting real annoyed with him. I wasn't sure if it was Adam or not. No. It was a guy. It was a guy that he was like that was with him. Like, they was getting annoyed with him. I forgot who it was though. Unless it was just somebody else. Because he was very active. Like,
yeah, I got some complaints about him. I got complaints about him, and then who was it? Was it Summer's boyfriend that showed up? Somebody was there. No, I think that was a party. Somebody was there and was mean mugging everybody all night. And I was like, man, you better tell that motherfucker to leave because there's too many people here for.
Them bathrooms were popping.
Yeah, that bathroom was sick. I want that.
I was trying to get some action in the bathroom, man. They were that nice.
That shit was clean as hell.
It was
cold as a motherfucker in that bitch too.
Cold? Oh yeah, the air was running. Yeah, that shit was tough.
I was about to go practice mahogany in that motherfucker.
Mahogany. They did have mahogany wood on the floors of that basement.
They did. They actually did.
What is it? Monogamy? What is it?
Monogamy.
Say it with me. Gummy.
Monogamy.
Yes. Now that you can say it, will you practice it?
No, never.
I meant the saying.
No.
Wait, so you're not gonna practice monogamy?
No.
So you will then.
Wait, what?
Monogamy is being faithful to one person. I just said, are you
So
going
I-
to practice it? You said no.
Oh, whatever. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Bree, if you're watching this.
Bray, get him, Bray. Check his phone.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Tim. Yeah, I guess the word is yes, I am going to practice it.
Yeah, right. He
Listen,
got that. He got
I'm a
the AI
Catholic.
six.
I'm a Catholic man. I don't sin, brother.
When's the last time you went to church? Shut the fuck up. You got
Maybe.
that AI.
Oh,
you,
Fike's wedding a couple months ago.
you got that Allen Iverson Sixers fucking thing on, Sixers shirt on. You don't practice at all, cuz.
I got a Fear the Beard shirt on, dickhead.
What? Where is that font? That's
I get what you're saying, dickhead.
Fucking idiot. That's from the Iverson era. All right, we're wrapping this up. I'm gonna go practice monogamy. Yo, so if I get Will on here for next Thursday's show, will you?
I'll get Brianna on here.
Oh.
That might be. You know what? We're gonna have a monogamy section. I want Bree and Will on here. I'm gonna talk to Will tomorrow and see if he'll get on. Good.
Sure, he's drunk when he gets on.
You lock it down with Bree.
She'll get on. She wants. She'll debate with him.
She
be
wants to get on.
arguing.
Yo, Kiara wants to get on the podcast. Does Emily want to get on the podcast, D?
Probably. Well, she's, if all the women are getting on, she's probably getting on.
All right. Well, all the women got to start practicing because they got to they got to wax my legs. I love Emily. Emily gave me an idea that apparently it's not as bad. I don't know. But
It's gonna be bad, brother. You're gonna feel every piece of fucking hair come out them pores.
and I'm gonna see every piece of hair through that spandex you're gonna be wearing, cuz.
You ain't gonna lie.
No, you don't wear no cups, no nothing.
Dude, I forgot to mention to the guy too. The owner of the course was there too. I forgot to talk to him.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him now when I go again.
All right, you guys got anything before we sign off?
I'm gonna go practice monogamy.
Do you got anything?
I practiced monogamy last night. I don't think I'm getting 2 nights in a row.
All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're gonna go practice some monogamy, and not mahogany, and we're gonna continue the search for Tom's neck. We'll catch you next time.